Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. We got game number 3 of this 4-game series between the Rays and Angels. And leading off for the Devil Rays, playing shortstop is Bartlett. Batting second, playing center field is Upton. Batting third, playing right field is Huff. Batting fourth, playing first base is Pena. Batting fifth, playing left field is Meadows. Batting sixth, playing third base is Longoria. Batting seventh, playing second base is Cantu. Batting eighth, doing the catching is Navarra. And on the mound, batting ninth is Hellickson. And for the Los Angeles Angels, hometown Angels, leading off playing left field is Estrada. Batting second, doing the catching is Downey. Batting third, playing center field is Trout. Batting fourth, playing right field is Anderson. Batting fifth, playing first base is Joyner. Batting sixth, playing third base is DeSensei. Excuse me. Batting seventh, playing second base is Gritch. Batting eighth, playing shortstop is Apba. And on the mound, batting ninth is Messersmith. And let's get down here to the field and get this game going. And the lead it off here for Tampa Bay is Jason Bartlett, batting .214 with 2 homers and 7 RBIs. This is Andy Messersmith's third start of the year. He's 1-1 with a 9.35 ERA. And Clinton Park is back here for the second game here tonight. And as you can see, the team comparisons, Tampa Bay is 4-10. They have struck out 111 batters. They've walked 32, given up 32 doubles and 3 triples. And the Angels are 7-7, and they've struck out 110 batters, given up 37 walks, 38 doubles, and 2 triples. And Ken Castro's back with us also. And here's the pitch from Messersmith to Bartlett to get game number 2 here tonight started. Game 3 of this series. And right away, that's going to be an infield hit. Tampa Bay leading off where they ended with a hit. Tampa Bay can score some runs. The question is, can they keep you off the scoreboard? And Upton's up, and he's batting .200 on the year. He's got 3 homers and 5 RBIs. And that's going to be a base on balls. And Andy's got himself in a mess here. First 2 batters get aboard here, first and second. Nobody out for Huff. And Huff's batting .286, looking for his first homer of the year and first RBI. Can he do it and put Tampa Bay on the board here? First and second and nobody out, and the pitch to Huff. Angels looking for a double play, but they'll take that swing and a miss. Messersmith strikes him out, a big strikeout there. And Carlos Pena comes up, not a lot of speed. He could be turned into a double play here, batting .269 with 5 homers and 13 RBIs. And that's just what the doctor ordered. That's a ground ball down to Bobby at second. Up with it, tosses it over to short, over to first, and that's going to be the old 4-6-3 double play. Messersmith gets out of the mess with nobody scoring. Tampa Bay strands 1. We go to the bottom of the first. Rays nothing. Angels coming to bat with Estrada, Downing, and Trout. And you can see that Tampa Bay's only batting .203 on the year with a .257 on base, slugging .403 with a .659 OPS. And the Angels batting .236 with a .290 on base percentage, slugging .440 with a .730 OPS. And Darren batting .361 on the year, off to a great start with a homer and 5 RBIs. And Jeremy is making his third start of the year. He's 0-2 with a 6.23 ERA. Here's the pitch to Estrada. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Meadows and left. And that'll be 1 out. And Brian Downing comes up now. He's batting .316 on the year with no homers and 6 RBIs. And that's going to be against the righty. 17, and that's a fly ball out to Meadows again. 2 fly balls to left, 2 outs. Angels might want to hit it somewhere else. And Mike Trout, and he's starting to struggle on the year, folks. His batting average dips below the 200 mark. He's batting .189. He does have 4 homers and 9 RBIs, though. And that's going to be a rare play, a 40 and a 61. 61 and a 40. And that is going to be hit down the short. Bartlett's down there. 46 and an 8. Probably fielding column 2. Barely fielding column 2. And that's going to be a single. See, that's runner out at first. That's a single. So Trout gets on with an infield hit. So now you got 1 on, 2 outs for Mr. Anderson. And Mr. Trout's going to take off here and try to steal. And that'll be a 32, a 62 or lower. He'll be safe. 62 or lower. Mike Trout will have a stolen base here. And he's in there with a stolen base. So Trout's aboard. That gets on with a single, steals second, gets in the scoring position for Mr. Anderson. And Garrett's batting .237 with 2 homers and 9 RBIs. And that's going to be a pop-up. 1 infield, 8, 10, 15, 23, 29, 33. And that's going to be popped up behind home plate. Navarro takes the mask off, makes the catch, and Trout gets stranded at second. We get to the top of the second. It's 0-0. You got Meadows, Longoria, and Cantu due up. Austin, he's off to an awesome start. Batting .387 with 2 homers and 5 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, and Messersmith with his second strikeout of the game. Now Longoria comes up, and he's batting .179 with 2 homers and 4 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Can Messersmith strike out the side here? Jorge Cantu comes up. He's batting .129 with 2 homers, though, and 5 RBIs. That's going to be a fly ball out to Trout. That'll end the inning. And the Rays go down in order. To the bottom of the second we go. We got Wally World Joyner up, followed by the Sensei, and then Bobby Grich. And Joyner's batting .361 on the year with a homer and 5 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. Jeremy's up with it, throws it over to Carlos, and there's 1 down. Doug the Sensei comes up. Doug's batting .245 on the year with 4 homers and 9 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out the Huff and right field. And there's quickly 2 down here in the second. Bobby Grich gets something going on. Batting .182 with 5 homers and 12 RBIs. And he does, folks, because that ball is crushed. All Meadows can do is turn around and kiss that one goodbye. That's home run number 6 by Bobby Grich. That'll tie the American League lead here, folks. With his 13th RBI, and the Angels are up 1-0. And Apba comes up, batting .243 with no homers and 3 RBIs. 2 outs, nobody on in a 1-0 game. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Huff. He takes a few steps back, but makes the catch. But the homer by Grich makes it 1-0 as we go to the top of the third. Navarro, HELLICKSON due up, and then Bartlett. Navarro batting .111, No homers and 3 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third to Sensei. Boots that one. That's an E5. And the tying runs down at first. Go ahead run at the plate. And Jeremy is 0 for 3. They're going to put the bunt sign down. Try to get the tying run in scoring position. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 21 and a first baseman of 5. And that is going to be a ground ball down the first. Wally's only play is the Gritch covering first. That will get the tying run down the second, though, with 1 out and Bartlett up. And Bartlett starts this game off with a single. He's 1 for 1 as Doug Hunt joins us here. And that's going to be a base on balls. Only good thing is that does set up the double play with Upton up. BJ, he walked his first time up. So first and second, 1 down. Angels up by 1. Andy in a heap of trouble. And that ball is crushed, folks. 14 and a 5. And that ball is hit into right field. That gets over Mr. Anderson's head. And BJ's going to run for a while. And he's got himself a 2 RBI triple. And it is 2-1. Apba with a runner down at third and only 1 out. So the triple drives in 2. Huffs up the plate. He's 0 for 1. Struck out his first time up. Angel's going to bring the infield in. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Trout. 53 and a 3. And that is still column number 1. And that's going to be a strikeout. Big strikeout by Messersmith. So he strikes him out. Now there's 2 down. Infield can play back with Pena up to the plate. He grounded into a 4-6-3 double play his first time up. He's 0 for 1. That's going to be a base on balls. And Andy can't find the strike zone. That's his third walk to go with his 4 strikeouts. Now you got first and third and Austin Meadows at the plate. And Austin struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. And Messersmith strikes him out but gives up the 2-run homer. 2-run triple by BJ. And it's 2-1 Tampa Bay. But it could have been a bigger inning than that. So we go to the bottom of the third with Messersmith due up, followed by Estrada and Downing. And now you got Andy, who is 0 for 3 on the year. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Longoria over to Pena for out number 1. And now you got the top of the order up. And Darren Estrada's 0 for 1. Can he get on base here? And that's going to be a rare play. 43 and a 40. And that's going to be a strike. He stood there and watched that one go by. So now the 0-1 pitch to Estrada. And he takes advantage of an 0-1 pitch. He grooved that one. See where Darren deposits this one at. And that ball is driven into the gap off the wall. That'll be a 1-out double. So the Angels got the tying run in scoring position for Brian Downing. And Downing's 0 for 1 today. Flew out the left his first time up. Not this time, folks. Against the righty. 17 on a 7. That's going to be a single. Single in the right field. A 4. And that'll be a 44. 29 to tie the game up. So that'll be a 55 or lower. He's safe at the plate. And he throws him out. Huff throws Estrada out at the plate. Nice job by Huff. take the runner out at the plate and keep this a 2-1 ball game. Now there's 2 outs. Downing down at first, and Mike Trout at the plate. Tie and run at first. A go-ahead run at the plate. Mike is 1 for 1 with a stolen base in this game, and that's going to be a base on balls. So now the tying runs in scoring position again for Garrett Anderson. The go-ahead runs at first. Anderson's 0 for 1, popped up his first time up, and that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. Jeremy's up with it, tosses it over. The Angels leave 2, and does this sound familiar? And trail this game 2-1. A runner gets thrown out at the plate by Huff, and you got Longoria, Cantoon, and Navarra due up. And Longoria struck out his first time up, 0 for 1, and that's going to be a ground ball out in front of the plate. 31 and a 7. Actually, it's not a ground ball. That's a strike. Downing drops it, throws it over to first, and gets the out. So Longoria strikes out. Jorge comes up. 0 for 1 today. He flown out his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And there's quickly 2 down here in the 4th. And it's up to Navarra to keep this 4th inning alive here. Navarro's 0 for 1. He reached on an error and came around the score. And that's going to be against the righty a 16. And that's going to be an infield hit for Navarro. 2-out single. And at the worst, that gets the pitcher out of the way. He won't be leading off the 5th inning. And Jeremy is 0 for 3 on the year. Had a sacrifice bunt his first time up. And that's a swing and a miss. Andy strikes him out. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's still a 2-1 Tampa Bay lead. You got Joyner due up here, followed by DeSensei and Grich. You can see Tampa Bay has scored 50 runs on 19 homers. No stolen bases been caught once. And the Angels scored 67 runs on 21 homers, 9 stolen bases, and 2 caught stealings. Joyner's 0 for 1 today. Not anymore, folks. And this game is tied as Wally turns on this one, drives that ball over Huff's head, and that's a 1. That is his second home. Sorry, not his first. Second home of the year, and it is 2-2. And now Doug DeSensei's up. He's 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be against the righty. 19, and that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. That ball is hit far. Huff's back near the wall, makes the catch on the track. And they're not fooling anybody right now. Jeremy's not. Bobby Grich, he homered his last time up. Can he untie this ball game? And he blasts this one, folks. That ball is down the first base line. Bobby Grich is 2 for 2 with a double now and a homer. So the go-ahead runs down at second. And Jeremy is getting beat up here in this 4th inning. They're hitting the ball hard. There's 1 out. And Apba's up. He's 0 for 1. And that's going to be against the righty. That's going to be a single in the right field. And that'll be a 2. That'll be a 42. And a pitcher coming up. So I think they're going to send him with the pitcher coming up. 1 down, a 22. Bobby's going to come around here. That'll be a 44 lower. He's safe. And he's in there. So that's an RBI single. And a runner down at first now. And that's a 3-2 ball game as the Angels take the lead. And Messersmith's up. He'll be trying to bunt here with 1 out and a runner at first, trying to get an assurance run across. And Andy's 0 for 1 today. And And that's a nice bunt by Andy. That ball is bunted back to the mound. Jeremy's got it. He'll fire over to first with Jorge covering. And that'll be out number 2. But the runner's in scoring position now. And we're back to the top of the order in Estrada. The runner down at second. In a 3-2 game, he's 1 for 2. He doubled his last time up. That's going to be against a 14 and a 10. And that's going to be a single. And that'll get the runner down to third. So now you got first and third, 2 outs. Angels up by 1. And can Brian Downey drive in a Shorns run here? Brian's 1 for 2. He singled his last time up. And that's going to be a pop-up down the second base. Jorge Canton calls for it near the mound, makes the catch, but 2 runs come across the plate for the Angels. They take a 3-2 lead into the top of the 5th. Got the top of the order due up here. Bartlett, Upton, and Huff against Andy. Now he's got the lead for the first time today. Well, actually, second time. He was up 1-0. Jason is 1 for 1. He is singled, walked, and came around to score his last time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out left field. Estrada makes the catch for out number 1. BJ comes up now, 1 down, nobody on. He had that 2 RBI triple his last time up. He's 1 for 1. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Garrett. There's quickly 2 down here in the 5th. And Huff comes to the plate. And he's 0 for 2. He has struck out both times against Andy. And that's going to be another swing and a miss. He gets the hat trick. And that's 8 strikeouts for Andy on the day. And that'll end the top of the 5th. It's still 3-2 LA. Got the big boys coming up here. Trout, Anderson, and Joyner. Mike's 1 for 1. He's walked, singled, and stolen the base. And he drives this one into the gap in right field. And that's going to be a leadoff double. So Trout's aboard here with Anderson up. And an insurance run down at second and nobody out. And Garrett's 0 for 2. Grounded out and popped up. And that's going to be a 15. And that'll be a ground ball down the first. The runner will get down the third as Pena tosses it over to Jeremy covering. They'll have to bring the infield in now with 1 out and runner at third, 90 feet away. Wally, he's 1 for 2. He homered his last time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. A 63 and a 2 should be fielding column 3. And it is. And that's going to be to re-roll a dice. A 2. That'll be a 51. So only a 66 will get him. So 65 or lower, he's safe on a sacrifice fly. And Joyner gets the job done. It's a sacrifice fly. And the Angels are now up by 2. It's 4-2. 2 outs, nobody on now for Doug DeSensei. And DeSensei's 0 for 2. He has flown out to Huff both times up. And not this time. It's a ground ball down to Bartlett. That'll end the inning, but the RBI sacrifice fly makes it a 4-2 ball game as we go to the top of the 8th. You got Pena, Meadows, and Longoria. 4, 5, 6 hitters due up here against Andy. And Carlos is 0 for 1, walked his last time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. And Andy's starting to rack up some strikeouts. That's 9 on the day. Austin Meadows comes up. He's 0 for 2. He has struck out both times against Messersmith. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. Garrett calls for it near the line, makes the catch, and there's 2 down. Can Longoria get something going here for Tampa Bay? He has struck out twice. See the pattern here? A lot of strikeouts by Andy. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Darren and left. And 1, 2, 3 goes the Rays. To the bottom of the 6th we go. It's a 4-2 Angels lead. You got Gritch due up, followed by Apba and Messersmith. The bottom third, you see the Angels' upcoming schedule. They got one more game here in LA against Tampa Bay. Then the Baltimore Orioles come to town for 3 games. Then these Angels go on the road to take on Tampa Bay in Florida. And Bobby is 2 for 2. He's got a double, a homer, and an RBI and scored both times. And that's going to be a 16. And that's going to be a single. So Bobby is a triple away from the cycle, folks. So Bobby Gritch gets aboard here with a single in the 6th. Let's see if Eric can get him over here. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI. And that's going to be a ground ball down the 2nd, 53 and a 6. And that should be probably fielding column 3. And it is. And that'll get the runner down the 2nd, a 4-3 put out. And they're going to let Andy swing. They're not going to try to bunt Bobby down the 3rd with 1 out. They're going to let Andy swing away. He's 0 for 1 today. And he's going to be 0 for 2. That's popped up down the 3rd. Down the short. Popped up down the short. There's 2 outs. And now it's up to Darren to drive in Bobby from 2nd with 2 outs. He's 2 for 3. He's got a single and a double. Singled his last time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out to BJ. And that'll end the inning. And the Angels leave 1 down at 2nd. We go to the top of the 7th. Angels leading by 2. You got the bottom 3rd due up here. Cantu, Navarra, and a pitch hitter for Jeremy. And Jorge's 0 for 2 today. And that's going to be a ground ball out. That's a ground ball out in front of the plate. Brian gets up, picks it up, fires it down the 1st, and there's 1 out. Navarro's up now. He's 1 for 2. He's reached on an air and came around the score, singled his last time up. And that's going to be a against 16. That's a fly ball out to center field. Mike Trout camps under it, makes the catch. Now there's 2 down and nobody on. That'll be it for Jeremy. He pitched a good game. Gave up some hits and all, but only 4 runs came across the plate. Ben Zobrist is going to come off the bench here. Try to get aboard. Bring the tying run to the plate. And Zobrist is batting .231 with a homer and 2 RBIs. And that's going to be against the righty. And a 9. And that's a nice play down there at short by Apba. Fields it, fires it over deep in the hole to 1st and gets him by a step. And we go to the 7th inning stretch. It's a 4-2 game. And J.P. Howell's going to come out of the bullpen. Try to keep this a 2-run game. He's got the 2, 3, 4 hitters due up here. Where's JP? There he is. JP, this is his 6th appearance of the year. He's got 1 save. He's 0-1 with a lofty 13.5 ERA. Brian Downing's 1 for 3. He'll be followed by Trout and Anderson. And here's the pitch to Brian. And that's going to be a base on balls. So Brian walks on down to first. And Mike Trout comes to the plate. He's a perfect 2 for 2 today. He's walked, he's doubled, he's stolen a base and came around to score his last time up after hitting that double in the 5th. And that's going to be back-to-back walks as JP's walked himself into a mess. And here comes Mr. Anderson. And Garrett is 0 for 3 today. Can he get off the snide here and bust this game open for the Angels? Here's the pitch to Garrett. And that's going to be a ground ball, 53 and a 5. And that's barely column number 2. And that's still going to, and that's going to be the old 5-4-3 double play. The runner will get down to third though. So now there's 2 outs and Downing's down at third for Wally. What a big play that was. Longoria starts that around the horn double play. Pitcher's best friend. Runner down at third and 2 outs. Wally's 1 for 2 with that 2-run that solo homer. He had a sacrifice fly his last time up. And that's going to be a ground ball. Nope, that's going to be a 35 and a 2. Fielding column 1. Yep. That is going to be a ground ball back to the mound. He fires over to first. And that'll end the inning. So what could have been gets turned around. Nice piece of pitching there. You got the top of the order due up here in the top of the 8th. The bullpen will be up and ready just in case. You got Bartlett, Upton, and Huff due up here. And Bartlett's 1 for 2. He's walked and came around the score and singled in this game. And that's going to be a 42-22. No, 53 and a 7. And that's going to be an E2 as Brian can't field that Baltimore chop cleanly. And Bartlett's aboard here. Now Upton's coming to the plate. Let's see. They got a hell of a bullpen. Might as well use it here. Might as well use it. So who's coming out of the bullpen here? Troy's going to come out of the bullpen. What do you got? You got the righty, but then 2 lefties. They don't got a lefty in the bullpen, so it don't matter. So Troy is going to come out of the bullpen. So that'll be it for Andy. He can't get through the 8th inning here. So Troy's coming out of the bullpen with a runner down at first. So Andy can't lose this game. He goes 7+ innings. Got a runner down at first, his responsibility. And BJ at the plate. And where is Mr. Troy Percival? There's Troy. This is Troy's 5th appearance of the year. He's 0-2 with a 7.2 ERA. So Bartlett's down at first. BJ's 1 for 2 with a 2 RBI triple. Here's the pitch to Upton. And that's just what the doctor ordered, maybe. 26 and a 5. 26 and a 5 should be fielding column 1. And that's going to be the old 1-6-3 double play. So Troy comes in right away, gets the double play ball, the pitcher's best friend. Now there's 2 outs and nobody on for Huff. And Huff is 0 for 3. He has struck out all 3 times. He's glad to see Andy out of this ball game. That's for sure, because he drives this ball. How big was that double play, folks? That ball is hit hard into the right field off the wall, and Huff has got himself a 2-out double. Big double play there. Big double play. Now you got the tying run at the plate. And 2 outs. Carlos Pena's 0 for 2. He has grounded out. He has walked, and he has struck out his last time up. And he squares this one up. And after getting that double play, Troy's getting lit up. And that's going to be a single into right field. And Huff does not have very good speed. Let's see here. There is 2 outs, though. Be a 54. 28 to make this a 1-run ball game. A 54 or lower, he'll score. And he's thrown out the Angels. Pay back the Rays. Garrett Anderson guns Huff down at the plate. And that'll end the inning, folks. Nice play by Anderson, Mr. Anderson, and keeps it a 4-2 ball game. As we go to the bottom of the 8th, you got the Sensei Gritch and Apba due up here against JP. Doug is 0 for 3 today. No, it's a 7. It wasn't a double. It was just a single into right field. Yeah, just a single. So it's definitely a hit. But yeah, then you look and see what the results are as far as the base running. Yeah. Yeah, you still got to do the base running in the master game. So, and now you got Doug up. Doug's 0 for 3 today. And that's going to be a rare play, a 22 and a 39. And a 39. That's going to be hit down the third. And Longoria's down there today. A 41 and a 5. That'll be fielding column 1. That's a line drive right at Longoria. Nice play. Takes a hit away from DeSensei, and there's 1 down. Now you got 1 down, nobody on for Bobby Gritch. And Bobby's 3 for 3 today with a double, a homer, and a single. He is a triple away from the cycle. Can Bobby get a triple here, folks? Here's the pitch to Gritch. And nope, that's going to be a fly ball out to Huff. And that'll be out number 2. 2 down, nobody on. And Eric's at the plate. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left field. And that'll end the inning. We go to the top of the 9th. It's a 4-2 ball game. And Harvey's going to be coming in the game. Try to get the save. As Troy goes 1 inning. And Harvey, he'll be facing Meadows, Longoria, and Jorge. Unless there's a few pitch hitters coming up here. So Brian comes in. And Meadows is 0 for 3. He has struck out twice and flown out. Here's the pitch. Harvey's been in 4 games. He has 1 save with a 5.4 ERA. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Harvey strikes him out for out number 1. And Longoria comes to the plate. He is 0 for 3. He also has struck out twice and flown out. He's glad to see Andy out of the game. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. And that's going to be a hat trick for Mr. Longoria. Harvey is 1 out away from striking the side out here in the 9th. And it's up to Jorge. He is 0 for 3. He has flown out, grounded out twice. Here's the pitch to him. And that's going to be a good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Harvey comes in, strikes out the side to pick up the save. And it's a 4-2 victory by the Angels. Let's check out the box score here. So the Angels 4 runs on 10 hits and 2 errors. The Rays 2 runs, 5 hits and no errors. The Devil Rays didn't have anybody with any 2 hits in this game. BJ with that 2 RBI triple. The Tampa Bay Devil Rays were 2 for 6 with runners in scoring position. Only left 5 men on base. How about Bobby Grich? 3 for 5 today. You had Estrada was 2 for 4. Trout was 2 for 4. Wally was 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Angels was only 3 for 11 with runners in scoring position. Joyner and Grich with the homers. They left 7 men on base. Jeremy HELLICKSON drops to 0 3, 6 innings, 10 hits, 4 runs, walked 1, struck out 2. JP Howe comes in, 2 innings, 2 walks. Andy gets his second win of the year. He's 2-1. MESSERSMITH goes 7 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, only 1 of them earned. Walked 3, struck out 9. And Percival comes in 1 inning, gives up 2 hits, and Harvey comes in, gets his second save of the year, 1 inning, and strikes them all out. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it was another good game, wasn't it, Ken? Let's take a look here at the leaderboard and standings here after this game in American League. And you got the Orioles 3.5 games back. The Jays and Red Sox 5.5, and with the loss, the Devil Rays fall to 8 games back of the Yankees. And in the Central, Twins, Indians, and Tigers are a game and a half back of KC, and the White Sox are 4.5 games back. And with the win, the Angels are now 2 games behind the Rangers. The Mariners and A's are 4.5 games back. And now Darren Estrada is leading the American League with a 375 average. And with that homer today, Bobby Grich is tied with the lead with homers with Ramirez and Robinson. And Boog Powell with 15 RBIs leading the lead. Bobby Grich is tied with Roger Maris for second, along with Carlos Pena with 13 RBIs. So Bobby Grich starting to put up some power numbers. And in the American League, you got Zach Greinke with a 0.75 ERA, 4 pitchers with 3 wins, and John Wetland with 6 saves on the year leading the American League. And Kenny Lofton's leading in the MVP voting, and Tim Wakefield's leading in the Cy Young. The next game on the channel will be the final game of this 4-game series. Take a look here and see what the pitching matchup is. And it's going to be a hell of a pitching matchup. Snell against Dean Chance. That'll be a hell of a pitching matchup. Hell of a pitching matchup there, folks. I want to thank Ken Castro and Clinton Parks, Doug Hunt for joining us here. Clinton Parks says he's going to get his YouTube channel back up and running, folks. So if you haven't done so, go over and subscribe to Clinton Parks' channel. Hit that bell to let you know when he's putting some ball games back on. And if you haven't already done so and you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell and hit that like button. It helps the channel out. Until next time, you all have a great day and take care.